How are you doing today, my lazies? I'm doing a special segment that should have been done a while ago to explain something I need everyone to understand so they don't think I'm just attacking or avoiding Boruto just because it's popular to do so. I'll give every single reason I dislike the series and how I believe it could have been fixed and reworked. So with that being said, let's rant. Now, just so everyone understands where I'm coming from, I have read and watched Boruto in its entirety right before the Blue Vortex stuff, which I'll make a separate rant about if needed. I gave the series more than enough of a chance, and while it had some moments, they were all Naruto and Sasuke focused. Now I know some people might say, but they're the strongest on the planet, so there's literally nothing anyone can do. And to that, I say Hiruzen was as well. Yet we still got character development and great showings from the weaker people of the series. Now, I was excited to see how this story would navigate a peaceful world, and I even have a more nuanced way this could have been done to create villains while maintaining peace and creating conflict. To start with the things that really irked me, let's start with Sasuke's dumb decisions. Every single fight we see him in, besides his Kinshiki fight, just had Sasuke making weird and dumb combat decisions. The fact that Gaara and Chojuro were able to pressure Udashiki shows that Sasuke, no matter how rusty they try to force him to be for whatever reason, shouldn't have any trouble with this guy, especially given his arsenal. Even with the time skipping ability he gained, the data books for Boruto try to force us to believe he's an equal to Naruto. Yet Kid Kyuubi Cloak Naruto was somehow outperforming him, which is absurd. Flashback to the Momoshiki fight, and we have the 5 Kage able to subdue both Kinshiki and Momoshiki before they fused, and you're telling me Sasuke was frightened of Momoshiki alone? He even admits Naruto is stronger than him in Boruto, yet we're supposed to be forced to believe they're equal? Momoshiki himself even said Naruto was stronger. And then we're supposed to believe that Sasuke making a portal is an equivalent chakra drain to Naruto getting nuked with an enhanced truth-seeking bomb and half of Kurama ripped out of him right after? The power scaling is off in this series already, as manga and anime don't even interact correctly. Base Naruto in the manga was standing up to fuse Momoshiki, which makes sense considering after he and Sasuke jump him, Naruto still gave Boruto enough energy to overpower him. This same Naruto, nerfed to high hell after that battle, suppressed with pain rods, no Kurama assistance, no Sage mode. Then we have Sasuke still struggling against fused Momoshiki somehow to give Boruto an opening. All of these Rinnegan abilities, and he only spams his teleportation as if he can't pull souls, and has Naruto there to help. Hell, he could use the soul ability to pull Momoshiki out of Boruto and stop his karma altogether, but I digress. Let alone his battle with Jigen and Ishiki, where he displays room temperature IQ after already seeing his ability and going against multiple, let me repeat that, multiple Otsutsuki, after being captured by Jigen, his escape plan was to blast him with a Materasu so he could absorb it. Not even using it as a distraction to escape, by the way, and he was shocked. Moving away from Sasuke's lack of brain cells, let's go into Naruto and Baryon mode, the most unnecessary form no matter how cool it looks. First off, the series literally shows Naruto still has access to all of the Biju in the beginning of the series, and at the end of Shippuden, he was made their meeting place so he can use the full capacity of every single Biju if he wanted. The fact that Baryon mode exists is absurd, let alone how it works. If this was an option, why wasn't it used against Madara or Kaguya, or at least mentioned or at least explained to be a new form they perfected? The way it was pitched is like it just always existed and Kurama never mentioned it. The ability that comes with it isn't even that impressive, and the physical spike in power was nowhere near as impressive as Kokuo's boil release. Remember, a tiny sprinkle of boil release from Kokuo was enough to boost Naruto significantly above Kaguya, to the point that Black Zetsu was actually frightened, even though Naruto just used it as a distraction. If Naruto wanted to, he could use a large portion of Kokuo, or just use all of the Biju power together to become a pseudo Jubi Jinchuriki and gain the annihilation energy of the Jubi itself. Hell, he could have given Sasuke access to them to make him more relevant in the fight against Ishiki, and created a much more massive boost for both of them than Baryon mode that would have actually lasted longer. There are already pre-established powers that could have just been expanded. Sasuke even found another Jubi in Ishiki's dimension, so why not absorb it and gain the power to beat Ishiki? There were so many ways to go about beating Ishiki till it wasn't even funny. But we went with getting rid of Kurama and pretending like it's a forever thing, even though the previous series established that the Biju can't die. They just reincarnate. Blatant disregard for things already established in the series itself makes it feel like the new creator didn't actually pay attention when he watched and helped create Naruto. Back to Sasuke a bit. How has he been traveling Kaguya's dimensions for over a decade and found nothing? Yet Momoshiki just pops in one day to a dimension he's not even connected to. And no one ever sensed that Ishiki is on the planet? Really? All the eyes, sensory, and more powers, and no one ever found this guy until he appeared in Boruto? And then Sasuke gets his Rinnegan eye stabbed out. The guy with sight strong enough to puncture holes in dimensions and teleport got his best eye stabbed out. Screw the original series. Even with the newly established power, they're not even following their own formula. The power scaling in this series is inconsistent and absurd. Apparently, all of the previous generation is now more powerful than Kaguya. That means Tenten, the 5 Kage, Kakashi, all of Kara somehow, Kiba, and we can keep going with the named, established main and main side characters are all officially Kaguya level with zero explanation. And just so you know, this power cliff isn't just speculation. It's proven with how well the 5 Kage are able to take out Kinshiki and Momoshiki, who are both supposed to be at or above Kaguya's level. Even Gaara and Chojuro together were taking down Urashiki, who claims he's stronger than Momoshiki. Whether he was talking about fused or not is irrelevant. as he's claiming he's more powerful than Kaguya as well, which is beyond insane. The fact that Sakura and the rest of the class are either stronger or relative to them, bruh. I'm all for making stronger enemies, but make the power cliff make sense, and don't use absorption as your basis to nerf the older generation. The fact that Naruto and Sasuke are bullied into only using taijutsu doesn't make the fighting better. It just limits how good they could have been. Hence why Dragon Ball took away that element for their enemies quickly, since it makes all the fights boring now. The hand-to-hand choreography is the best in this series, but it's not appropriated as much until after we see the new powers lingering in the background. Now, this series should have been seasonal to get with the times, as even Black Clover had to move to that format. I say this because they're trying to please the manga readers much more than the anime watchers. And there needs to be a balance. The Boruto community has become awkwardly toxic, as it seems there are more watchers that have never seen Naruto and just say Boruto is better somehow, even though the new series doesn't even follow its own newly established rules and power set. They even say that Naruto and Sasuke aren't nerfed, and that the previous characters were perfectly developed. Yet, the only one you can say truly was developed well in this series is Sakura. Ino, Sai, Shikamaru, and Orochimaru were developed decently, but not enough to say it was significant. Ishiki off-screens the entire previous generation, including Rock Lee, who should be significantly stronger with the gates now, but they're not nerfed guys, right? Naruto and Sasuke can only use taijutsu, but they're not nerfed. Konohamaru is a Sarutobi trained under Naruto, yet he didn't even learn Sage Mode or even how to use Enma, the most powerful summoning creature, apparently, but he's not nerfed. Choji is proven in Boruto to be physically stronger than Sakura without even using his butterfly mode now, yet he was one-shotted. Another crazy thing is the character designs. You can tell which characters the new creator liked and didn't like, as some of the best characters get weird designs and some of the least liked characters get amazing designs. The manga versus anime canon is also annoying, as the anime established all these new kid characters with all this development, yet they don't exist in the manga. The enemy power cliffing is too insanely big. Kara being able to compete with Naruto and Sasuke and blatantly stronger than Momoshiki is absurd. The scientific ninja tools are pathetic cop-outs to make weak characters seem so much more powerful than they actually are. The fact that Ao is now a Momoshiki level threat after becoming a cyborg is insane, along with the rest of Kara. Again, I'm okay with making powerful enemies, but not every single one has to be an apocalyptic level threat. Even the original series didn't do that, and there were multiple ultra powerful figures in the end. With every enemy being a Naruto level threat, that doesn't leave any room for the kids to actually develop. Speaking of other nerfs and bad decisions or neglected abilities, we have Senjutsu being able to affect the Otsutsuki as well. Yet, there's no development with that system. If you're gonna nerf everyone by making every new enemy a chakra absorber, let them develop Senjutsu as the extra power system rather than creating a random new one with the karma marks. The curse marks were interesting when they actually had a reason to exist, and Jinchuriki were cool but grossly neglected. So combining the two just feels like a cop-out so the series can create unkillable enemies. Having Kashin Koji utilizing real fire instead of Senjutsu when he clearly has Sage Mode really ruins the excitement of the new series, as they can't figure out how to utilize their own pre-established powers and abilities before creating new ones. That, coupled with the fact that the villains just aren't compelling or interesting, makes this series flop, as the conflict is what creates a story. The power creeping is also weird, as Naruto and Sasuke have to lose their powers while Boruto and Kawaki are already established to be getting stronger than them anyway. Weird way to make them relevant, as we already have a pre-established series that you can pull from to create enemies that make the kids more relevant before a random gigantic power creep. There's so many aspects of the series that weren't expanded on, like Kekkei Genkai and Toda and Kekimura or Kodai. The elemental fusion should have been explained and expanded in this series, since it wasn't fully explained or expanded on in the previous, and would have aided in creating new technology, economy, and lore for the Otsutsuki, while creating a new goal of finding the essence of chakra itself. Speaking of that, there's no actual journey focus. Feels like the villains have more of a goal than the actual protagonists. Wanting to be like Sasuke isn't a goal, and being Hokage was already a journey we followed, even though it's more creative to have an Uchiha finally want that goal. This would have been cooler if we had a Ryuga Kenta level journey with Sasuke and Boruto, where he follows Sasuke through the dimensions to take down the Otsutsuki and grow in power. That would have been a better way to do Boruto's goal, as you'd actually see the results. You know how much cooler it would have been having Sasuke and Boruto liberating conquered Otsutsuki worlds and making Boruto like an Otsutsuki bounty hunter? That would have added much needed story and plot, while giving us a reason to fight the Otsutsuki rather than them just constantly coming to Earth to fight. This would eliminate the need to make Boruto a pseudo Jinchuriki, and we could introduce Kawaki as a rival bounty hunter, while having Naruto make appearances every now and then to assist against larger threats. Another journey that could have been done is Himawari finding and studying the Biju. That would have been an epic journey and added more story for the previous series to fill in holes about the previous Jinchuriki. Another great journey could have been Sarada learning what it's like to be a political leader and liberating small nations, since they're in an era of peace. Could have done a parallel journey to Boruto and have her shadow Naruto. That would add some much needed world building for the series, while expanding the powers of the series, since they want to follow the Dragon Ball formula. Another weird inconsistency is Naruto and Sasuke trained their new power for at least a decade, yet a year or so of not training makes them that rusty that an off-brand villain can harm them like Sheen. How is Naruto not able to utilize his True Seeking Orbs when Sasuke still has his Rinnegan? Full power base Naruto is stronger than fused Momoshiki, as seen with his energy he gave to Boruto to end him in the first place in a severely weakened state, and Boruto has non-fused Momoshiki inside of him while Naruto still has Sage Mode, yet Borushiki is somehow stronger than Naruto and Sasuke, even nerfed? How is Sasuke not able to use Rinnegan in his Mangekyo Eye when he literally has Hashirama cells from Kabuto, and Madara was able to switch between eyes? More plot holes that were never explained or fixed, and just made worse by this new series, making it seem like Sasuke and Naruto aren't allowed to get stronger just because Boruto and Kawaki are trying to surpass them. Now, I'll end the rant with another aspect that just irked me about this series to no end. Why are Naruto and Sasuke depicted as terrible parents? we have Naruto that can clearly make over 5,000 KCM and 6-path clones that can last for days on end. And Naruto had more than a decade of training, and his base clone is strong enough to withstand Sasuke's most powerful attacks in the final valley. And he uses them to do his work for him and has an almost endless chakra well and multiple chakra sources. Yet he sends a clone to his daughter's birthday party. I don't care if that's a creative way to display the harsh work conditions in Japan to showcase that even someone as powerful as Naruto is still affected by the work conditions, which is a great message, but just doesn't work with someone that has an arsenal like him. There's no possible reason the real Naruto would do something like that to his children, especially after knowing how painful neglect and loneliness is. It's completely out of character and unnecessarily heartless to make Naruto do something like that when he has the ability to multitask and the authority to neglect his duties for a day with his freaking family. Same goes for Sasuke, who can literally create portals home whenever he wants to. Even though he's emo and a loner, it's still completely out of character for Sasuke to neglect his kid when he literally just went through the pain of neglect. This shows, yet again, that the new creator just was not paying attention to the original series at all and is making his own new series separate from the original entirely. Naruto publicly shaming Boruto to prove a point is completely out of character for Naruto, even though you can say he's just matured. Naruto should be more understanding considering he was more mischievous as a kid and should have been more open about the scientific ninja tools as he's trying to create lasting peace. So giving the common man a way to protect themselves would have been a great way to market the tools while advocating for peace, since not everyone in the series has chakra or ninjutsu. There were still clans and families in Hagoromo's time that didn't use chakra, so it's safe to say there were still families that never utilized chakra, like Jugo's family that utilized senjutsu. I hope this long rant put into perspective why I and many other fans of the original series don't like Boruto as a sequel, but if not, stay in your delusion at this point. The power inconsistencies, blatant neglect of series established details, creating new powers while neglecting the old ones, and then nerfing the old generation just to overpower the new one anyway. Plus, not even establishing a true journey or interesting villains really ruined this sequel. That's not even being overcritical, as series like Dragon Ball do similar, but people expect neglect from that series, not the Naruto series that is constantly compared to Bleach and One Piece. If you enjoyed my rant or want to pick it apart, drop me a like, subscribe, share, and until next time, stay lazy.